everybody. It's Maria Shaw, and welcome to this free webinar tonight. Wherever you're watching all over the world, we're going to be talking Lions Gate. Yes, I see so many people on the chats here, both on StreamYard and Facebook, all over the country and even Canada. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to welcome the great Oz, Greg Bass, and Patrick Bass, who are running the show tonight, along with Debbie Harden, who's going to be posting and answering questions on Facebook. Hey, Greg. Hey, Patrick.
How you doing, Maria? It's good to see you.
You too. We're here in Minneapolis right now. We have a big show this weekend, so you'll probably see that I'm in a hotel room. I'm right in front of the Mall of America. I've already been there. And we have a big show tomorrow at the Doubletree, where I'm going to be teaching classes, and my husband Joe is going to be classes, and we have a big psychic fair. And then tomorrow night we're doing a big paranormal investigation at the Wabasha Anderson House Hotel. And we still have, yeah, I know. We still have some openings for that. I'm just jib-jabbing while we're waiting for some more people to sign in, because hey, Norma, I know we have a lot of people that are all over the country signing in.
Yeah, currently 200 on board right now, so that's really good to see. But yeah, Patrick's in the background right now having technical difficulties with his earphones, but we'll get that fixed. Really happy to have everybody here while Maria is waiting for some more people to join. Just want to kind of walk through. Welcome to tonight. This is a free event that Maria has as part of our summer webinar series. So really, really excited for you all to jump on for 8/8 and talk about the Lions.
Lions Gate.
Lions Gate. I'm sorry, I just went blank there for a second. If you're on your phone or your computer, you can follow along with this on your computer. Go ahead and open another tab. We're going to be talking about a few products tonight. Those products were available inside of the invite, but at the same time, I'll be going ahead and sharing that link into the SNP. We'll also have it shared on Facebook for you to make sure you have super easy access to get it. If you are on a phone, don't worry about, you can always come back and watch that replay, right? Using the exact same link that you used to get on to the actual event. So really excited to have y'all here tonight, but don't forget, I think we have Joe's event pretty briefly after, right?
Yeah, now Joe's event is a paid event, and he will be coming on around 7:45 Central. And I'm going to set you guys up with how exactly what to do for Lions Gate, why this Lions Gate is so special. We'll give a little history of it, and get you prepared to do your manifesting tonight at 8:08 p.m. Central Time. But Joe is a paid webinar, and you can still sign up for that. And I would urge you to do that, because he is actually going to be doing he's going to take you on a guided deep meditation manifestation to harness the energy. And I believe it's peaking when he's on right at 8:08 p.m. Central. But I'm going to let him just come on real quick and say hello, and because he's got something he needs to tell all the people that have already signed up.
Hey, everybody. So tonight, after Maria is done with her webinar, we're going to take about 15 minutes after that's done. And then my webinar will be immediately after with the link that has been sent out for you guys to sign up. And for you haven't signed up, you still have time to. But the reason I want to come on to yours is because for those of you who have signed up for my webinar tonight, when the in-between space or whenever you want to do this, I want you to have a pen and paper, and I want you to write out your manifestations, because my webinar this time is going to be in two parts, because I have such a short amount of time in the beginning and I got to get to that 8:08 portion. We're going to do a very unusual solfeggio that plays all the tones, and it climbs like an escalator up. And we're going to do that for that 1 minute when we're in the 8:08 energy, so that at that point in time, I'm not going to say a word, but I want you guys to speak out your manifestations that you wrote down in that 1 minute span of time that we have. So get your pen and paper ready, write out your thoughts, your manifestations, what you want. And once that's done and we come back from that, then we're going to do the guided meditation, and I have much more time. And we're still going to do manifesting and all that stuff in the meditation, but I've got a lot more time. I got to get that 1 minute in there. So make sure you're ready at 8:08 to say your meditations out loud. Just have them written out.
Thank you. And like I said, if you have not already signed up for Joel's, it is a paid webinar. Debbie Harden is posting in Facebook the link. You'll have about a 15-minute span after my talk to be able to register, or you can register now. You'll be sent the link, and then you will click on, you won't stay on this page. You'll click on with the link that you're being sent, and then we'll all manifest together as a group, the people that have signed up for Joe. So it's an exciting night. And don't worry if you're in Eastern time zone. We are on Central time here in Minneapolis, and there's a lot of people watching from the West Coast too. It's 8:08 somewhere, and that's what matters. So if it's 9:08 in Michigan or in the East Coast, you can still manifest with us at 8:08 Central.
If they could put the link to mine, that would be really helpful.
Debbie has put the link up. She'll put it up again, and Greg's going to put it up as well.
So
there we go.
I'm going to go hide back here until I come back. So have a good webinar.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Debbie, for posting that. If anybody has any questions, and you can always post them, Debbie can answer those too. And if you need Greg or Patrick, they're available as well. All right. Today is the day. We talk about this all year. We prepare for it all year. The portal is at its peak. On July 26th, the Lions Gate portal opened, and it stays open until August 12th. This is one of, if not the most abundant and prosperous time of the entire year to manifest. And you do not need to be a Leo to receive all the blessings, even though we are in Leo season. But every year on the 8th of August, the 8th month of the year, the 8th day of the year, there is a cosmic alignment called the Lion's Gateway. And the Lion's Gate is a time of increased cosmic energy that flows between the physical and spiritual realms. And in numerology, 8 is a number of abundance and prosperity anyway. So it's called the Lion's Gate or the Lion's Gateway because it occurs in the astrological sign of Leo. We are in Leo season from about July 23rd through about August 22nd, 23rd every year. But the energy is the strongest between July 26th and August 12th. And Leo is the zodiac sign that is associated with the heart. And the heart center is obviously where our emotions and where love lies. And when we raise our vibration with the heart energy, we can attract wonderful, wonderful things. And it represents the individual expression of the divine. Now, the gateway is marked actually by an alignment between the earth and the star Sirius. Sirius rules abundance, prosperity, good luck. And it also is tied to the galactic center. Now, the star Sirius lines up directly with the pyramids of Gaza. And from our perspective on Earth, it appears that Sirius, the brightest star that we can see in the heavens, comes closer to the Earth. And when this alignment happens, there's an intense surge of light, and that awakens the DNA, and it activates the human energy field, and then it transmits high vibrational frequency. And we can also download codes of awakening. How many of you have been feeling a shift in energy, or a feeling of maybe you feel buzzing, or maybe you got up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and couldn't get back to sleep? You're feeling the awakening codes. Your DNA is shifting, is changing. You're accepting these frequencies of light, and light codes of ascension, mastery, and evolution from Sirius are pouring onto Earth today, the strongest, but they have been for the last couple days. And it aligns with another level of activation, and it gives us an opportunity for progression, for ascension on the Earth plane. And this is really what I really want to talk about tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about more of the Lion's Gate, but this particular year for the Lion's Gate is more potent, more intense, more meaningful in my thought process than ever before. Ever since I've been alive, this particular Lion's Gate is more important than any that I've ever seen. This is because we have an astrological aspect happening right now that hasn't happened for 26,000 years. And it occurs about every 26,000 years. And this August, we're in it now, and September, are ascension and awakening months like never before. This is not Maria saying, oh, next February, we're going to have this aspect and something's going to happen. We are in it right now. And I've spoken about this in New Orleans last week. I've spoken about this in a webinar on July 26th. I'm speaking in great detail tomorrow here in Minnesota. If you'd like to come to the class, you're more than welcome. We still have some seats left. And I want to give you a little preview in this free meeting tonight. All of the outer planets, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto, are in alignment this summer. And I've posted many things about this, how certain dates we can look in the sky and we'll see all the planets in alignment. And they're working together. They're all in favor of each other. And this is helping us during the spiritual revolution. This period has also been called the Great Awakening. I was doing a reading earlier today. She might be listening, for a gal from here. And she came in and I said, I feel like you're just buzzing. I said, you are already having these awakening symptoms. And she said, I feel it. She said, it's just all over the place. And I had my hands like this to her. And my hands started pulsating, especially the left one. And I said, are you pulsating right now, Lisa? I mean, does your body feel like it's pulsating? And she said, yes. I said, because my hand is pulsating, and my left hand, which is my receiving hand. Your right hand is your giving hand. Your left hand is your receiving hand. I was receiving the energy. And she was confirming that she had so many of the symptoms. I'm going to talk to you about the symptoms and see if you have them too. But I asked her if she had any of them. She said just about all of them. But this tremendous impact is affecting us all physically. We're spiritually being impacted because we're being asked to grow to a higher spiritual level. And as our soul grows and as we expand our frequencies, our body sometimes cannot catch up. And it's working hard to catch up, the physical body, but sometimes it feels tired and exhausted because of the symptoms it's experiencing. So as you raise your frequency, the physical cannot always keep up. So it experiences headaches and nausea and vertigo and all these other things we're going to talk about. So a lot of people are feeling these things energetically, and that's because we're ascending now. And these cycles that we're feeling now and in September are critical to our future. So I want you to look for the entire month to be groundbreaking. But I especially want you to look at August 22nd to the 28th as being the peak of the ascension. And what's happening today and until the 12th with the Lion's Gate, it's helping us with the light that's being showered down here up on Earth, and the awakening codes that are being downloaded. This is all part of the process, and it's all helping us. So today's Lion's Gate energies and astrological aspects are designed to elevate the energy of the Earth and everything on it to a higher frequency and vibration. And this is going to shift over a period of time. It doesn't mean that just in August and September we're going to get hit and that's it. It's a process. We're always ascending, but we're feeling it more now because it's pretty intense. And it really, really started around the beginning of the month, but some people were feeling the shifts in July. And I do want to say this, anyone out there that you know, you, yourself, your family, that is truly a good person at heart, even if they've done wrong, even if they've made bad choices. If you're operating at 51% truly good person, and you may have 49% that's so-so, and maybe you make some bad choices, you will ascend. Your frequency will shift. So you won't be left behind. You will have your DNA boosted. You will feel the vibration. You will have the symptoms. Selfish, greedy, self-centered people who do nothing but care about themselves and do nothing to be of service to others are not going to see any benefit from this shift, and they won't feel boosted. They won't feel any of these symptoms. But the people that are 51% or more, you can't be 50, you got to be 51% or more, that they want to be of service to others, they are kind, they have a good soul, will feel some of these symptoms. And they're going to start to be more intuitive than ever. How many of you are experiencing synchronicities and noticing that you're much more psychic than usual? You'll know what's true and what's a lie. You're going to start seeing people for what they truly are, rather than what you would hope that they would be. And if anybody's trying to deceive you, you're just going to know. You're just going to know. Again, I do want to say the people that are more self-centered and don't care about others, and are not at least 51% positive person, they're not going to be able to adjust and to advance with ascension energies. They're not going to be able to gain advanced abilities. And again, this entire process doesn't happen overnight or just in August. It may take many years, but it starts now. And that's why so many of you are feeling the symptoms that I've talked about in my webinar on July 26th. My webinar on July 26th, many of you attended. It's a 90-minute webinar. If you haven't watched it or you haven't ordered it, you can still order it. We can send you the replay right away and you can watch it at your leisure, but it explains so much more than I can explain in this quick little talk. It'll tell you how to deal with things. It's a 90-minute talk. And I think everybody would get a lot out of it that feels these symptoms. But the people that cannot ascend and that are very self-centered and selfish, they may not be able to stay on the earth plane, because the earth is moving from a third dimension into a fourth and a fifth. And once they pass on, if they have not ascended, they cannot return to the earth or reincarnate to the earth. They have to reincarnate to other planets, because the earth is no longer going to operate in the third dimension. It's going to be in the fourth and the fifth dimension. And those souls that have raised their vibration will be able to stay on the earth. I've talked a lot about this topic in the last year, but all this energy shifting is exciting because it's going to help our world change for the better. Corruption and deception are so rampant right now. Wrong has become okay, and what's right is now wrong. You know, I mean, just example, a very small example, but you hear about all these people going into Target and just stealing stuff, loading up their carts, and nobody's stopping them. We were at I'm not going to say the name of the store, but we have a friend whose sister works at a jewelry store, and they're told that they can't chase after the thieves. They just have to let them go. No challenge, nothing. Outright lies are being told in the media. And even when people get busted, nothing's being done. So I think we're going to see a lot of things change. But now with a lot of us becoming more intuitive, deception's going to be harder to hide. Scams are going to be exposed before they get any traction. So remember, we have a big period coming, August 22nd through the 28th. And those astrological cycles during this period are going to show huge transformation unfolding. So rest and recovery is what you need if you're feeling a lot of the symptoms. And here is some of them. Okay. The sacral chakra, doing a lot of cramping, appetite loss, or you may feel all of a sudden you're hungry after you've had a big meal. Some people are reported hearing music or bells ringing, cramping or stiffness in the body, random body pain, back or hip pain, excessive bathroom trips. You could be tired all day for no matter how much sleep you get, knee pain, head pressure, sinus pain, tooth pain, jaw throbbing, restless legs, more acid reflux, blurry vision. We had a lady in our class from Baton Rouge last week who said, I am blind right now. She said, I'll be okay to drive. But she said, right now, I have such blurry vision, I can't see, but it'll go away. She said, I started to experience this. I said, about how long ago? She said, within the last 2 weeks. And that's about the time my symptoms started to show up. Tired all over, tickling or even numbness in the hands and feet, a sore throat, and vertigo. So those are some of the symptoms that people have reported to me. And they are I would always say, go get checked out if you feel something's wrong. I actually made an appointment with my doctor and to see if everything was okay with my blood work. Everything's fine. So then I started looking at the astrology, and I said, this is what it is. It's the shift. It's the ascension. But again, the surge of light from the Lion's Gate today and through August 12th, which transmits these high vibrational frequencies, will help us ascend this summer. The Lion's Gateway creates an incredible period of accelerated ascension. So this Lion's Gate is supercharged. So at 8:08 p.m. Central Time tonight, or at any time tonight, like I said, if you're in Eastern Time, it's still 8:08 somewhere. Please take some time and set aside some time for abundance and prosperity. I'd like you to make up a wish list. It can be anything, but because the Sirius and the Lion's Gate and 8-8 has a lot to do with money and prosperity. I am recommending that you put money and prosperity on your list, or being debt free, or passive unlimited income. But make up a wish list, and it can be other things. It doesn't have to be just money. It can be good health. It can be maybe you want a new purse. Maybe you want, a new house. Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want peace. Cindy was at our class last weekend in New Orleans, and she was manifesting for world peace. But make up a wish list. And I would also suggest, if you're watching Joel's webinar, to make sure that you are barefoot and you plant your feet on the ground. Okay. Open up a window. Or go outside and watch his webinar on your phone. You want to get the air moving. Air is not stagnant. It helps move your intentions to the next level. Ask the universe to grant your wishes. They can be like I said, whatever you like. But I'm suggesting, besides the financial, I would also suggest that you ask the universe to make it easy for you to work with the ascension energies and to help you move to the next level of vibration, and that your physical body and mental body and emotional body can easily accept the shifts and the changes with little issues. So about 7:45 Central Time. So a little about, what is that? About less than 20 minutes. Joe's going to be doing the paid webinar and leading you on a deep manifestation. And they always say when we do things in groups, the intention intensifies. And we're all going to be manifesting, for everybody to do well. And we're all obviously light workers in some capacity. So if you've already signed up for his webinar, we're going to see you then. If you have not, I want Greg and Debbie to both post the link again. You will have about 15 minutes to sign up for it. We'll send you the link. It will not be on Facebook. It's only going to be on StreamYard because it is a paid webinar. So you'll have to come back to StreamYard. But he is going to guide you to the peak of the meditation process. 8:08 p.m. Central is the time that you all will be manifesting together. So it's going to be very powerful. Somebody on here was asking about when are they going to get, I think it was Kathy, when are they going to get their Lions Gate oil? We made Lions Gate oil at 8:08 a.m. today on August 8th. We make it once a year at the opening of the portal on July 26th. And then we make it on, actually twice a year, August 8th. And if you've ordered it today, it'll be sent out tomorrow. When you use your Lions Gate Pay Me oil, you want to put it on your wrists and fluff up. You want it to go into your auric field. Now you can use this specific bottle of the Lions Gate oil and the Pay Me oil all year up until the next portal opens on July 26th, 2026. So if you have an old bottle from last year, it's the energy is invalid now. There's a new portal that opened up in 2025 on July 26th. And this new bottle that was made then, or that is made today, will take you through the next portal opening in July 26th. But you can use it for your job interviews. You can go to the casino. I used the one that was made on the portal on July 26th at the casino last Tuesday or Wednesday at Four Winds, I think, in Michigan. And I put it on. And I went to a penny machine and I put in $20 and I made $143.79 on my first spin. So if you have the oil or are going to get it, you can use it for anything with abundance and prosperity. If you already have the oil from July 26th, please use it during your manifesting and put it on as you're manifesting during Joel's webinar. Put it on your pulse points, okay? If you do not have it and you'd like to order the Lions Gate oil, Debbie's putting the link up, Greg is putting the link up, and you can also order the Lions Gate bracelet with the tiger eye. There's a combo, but you can also order just the oil by itself, okay? And we'll send that out to you tomorrow. So remember, the intentions that you set today may unfold within hours. I just put the Lions Gate on oil, went to sit at the casino, and all of a sudden I hit. So it can happen within seconds, within minutes, within hours, but the intentions that you set today may take weeks or months, or maybe even up till the portal closes next July to unfold. It depends on what the wishes are. That's why Joe and I wanted you to make up a wish list, because then it will give you an idea of what has already happened and you can cross it off the list. But it might take up to a whole year to manifest. And again, it might take just a couple seconds. It depends on what's on that list. But I would say to everybody, good luck. Remember to, when you receive a gift, when you receive a blessing from the universe, try to pay it forward in some way. The universal law of blessings, of money, is it travels in circles. So if you get something, you want to pay it forward. So you get something, so it'll continuously come back to you. Okay. You spend the money, it'll come back to you. You do something nice for somebody, it'll come back to you. And with all of our vibrations raising higher and higher because of the ascension period that we're in now. And I know that you're feeling it. I know that we're all feeling it. This is probably one of the most important spiritual months, August and September, of your entire life. And I know that we have all read about ascension, and one day we're going to be ascending to a certain level and this and that. And you've been hearing about this for years, but it's happening now. And you know this because you can feel the symptoms. And the reason that I even started talking about this in more detail is because the early part of July, I was watching TV and I had my legs crossed. I don't have arthritis or any problems with my bones. I couldn't uncross my legs. And when I did, they wouldn't straighten out. I really got scared. And I said, oh my gosh, am I getting arthritis? Does it just come on this quick? And then I had all these other symptoms, blurry vision. I was getting up in the middle of the night. I was having pings at the top of my head, like knives in the top of my head. That's my crown chakra opening. And I was really intuitive, still am. And it's just like, I know what I know. And I gave readings all day here in Minnesota, and it was just like flowing. It's just like having conversations, people coming through. It was unbelievable. So I have the symptoms, and I started to speak with my clients, and I did that webinar on the 26th. Hundreds of people saying the same thing. Well, they might have had different symptoms. So if you have them, you are ascending. So I had a gal, and I think she's on right now, that said, I'm the only one in the class. We were in New Orleans last week doing the class that doesn't have these symptoms. And I said, what'll happen is they unfold in August and September. So if you're not experiencing any symptoms, it doesn't mean that you're one of the people that are greedy and selfish and you're only operating at 50%. It just means that you will probably start to feel these symptoms as they intensify between August 23rd and August 28th, which is the peak. Okay. So make sure that if you do not have that webinar, you can order the replay. It's called Uranus in Gemini, The Great Awakening. Debbie will put the link up again. Greg will put the link up again. We'll send it to you tonight. It's 90 minutes. You can watch that at your leisure. Sign up for Joe's class. We're going to give you 15 minutes to do so. You will not be on Facebook because it's a paid webinar. You can come back and manifest with all of us at this great peak. But do take some time tonight and between now and August 12th to do your manifesting. If you do have any of these symptoms already and you're exhausted and tired, this is a good time to rest and recover. The other thing I want to say is they're not all bad symptoms. There are some wonderful symptoms that come along with this. And as this light is showering down to earth and your DNA is shifting and changing and you're receiving downloads, you have some really wonderful symptoms too. You're going to want to spend more time near the water. You're going to want to spend more time near the beach. You're going to want to spend time with people of like mind. You're going to want to eat healthier. You're going to feel like you're more intuitive, that you're more alive. There's a lot of good symptoms with this too. All right. So I want to thank everybody who has joined me tonight. Happy manifesting. Sign up for Joe's event. We're also going to be here in Minnesota tomorrow for a class and a big psychic fair at the DoubleTree Hilton. Come out and see us. I see a lot of people here from Minneapolis. And of course, the ghost hunt is tomorrow night in Wabasha. So we hope to see some of you folks there as well. All right. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everybody. And happy manifesting.